Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jay, and with me, I've got amazing. She's got a YouTube video, and she talks about life in the diaspora, getting scholarships, getting into education. She works in a university. I'm amazed. You should be amazed too. I'll let her introduce herself, so stick with me.
Hi everyone, thanks Jenna for having me.
Thank
My
you.
name is Kuseme Iseh. So I'm a Nigerian qualified lawyer, but I live and work in the UK. I work as a contracts manager in a UK higher education, that's a university in the UK. And I have a YouTube channel in my name, Kuseme Iseh, where I coach people on how to get jobs abroad, how to study abroad, how to get scholarships, job interviews, and just career development generally, and also how to live successfully abroad. So check out the channel, and I'm excited to chat today. I'm not sure what Janet is bringing my way, but I'm excited.
I'm bringing everything to you. I'm bringing all the questions that I can muster.
I'm
So
ready.
my first question, throwing you in the deep end, why the UK? Why not Canada, the US? Because honestly, everyone wants to go to Canada, everyone wants to go to the US, Australia. So why the UK?
Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people who have moved from the UK to US and Canada. So the first time I left Nigeria was when I came directly to the UK. I think it was a safer option for me. It's not too far from home. The weather is not drastic. Because somebody that has lived all their lives in Nigeria, it's just going to be too harsh for me to just go to Canada. I know people have done it, but so I think my journey to settling in the UK started off when I did my master's degree in the UK. It was very easy for me to do an LLM in the UK because I'm a lawyer in Nigeria. And as Nigerian lawyers, we study English law. So it's easier for us to come to an English country, Britain, to do our master's degree, which means that we are not starting afresh. We are familiar with the laws. We just need to learn the ropes and we are good to go. But if I went to Canada or US, it's like literally starting afresh. I
Yeah.
can't lie to you. So it was easier for me to just come to the UK to do my LLM. And after I did my LLM, I got a job. So why am I going to Canada? So I'm a very content person. I
Oh
know
my.
that people will say, we're not earning a lot of money in the UK, taxes are high, this and that. But I'm okay. I can pay my bills. I am working in an institution that I like. I can put a roof over my head. Please, it's fine. I'm okay. If
I
I want
like
to
that.
go home, it is 6 hours flight and I am home.
Exactly.
If the winter is here, I just need to wear 2 or 3 and I'm fine. I don't think, it's not like I can't survive. Of course, as humans, we are all adaptable. But to be honest, and I am single, I'm not married yet. And I just felt like there are more blacks in the UK, and I just feel like, why would I go to if even they said everywhere in Canada is far from everywhere. I don't want to now go abroad and start being an unhappy person. Actually, I cherish my happiness more than money. Because when I started off as a Nigerian lawyer, I worked in two of the top 10 law firms. And I left those jobs because I was pursuing happiness. And I know that it comes with a lot of sacrifice. It comes with the fact that I have to pay a lot of taxes here. I have to earn less income because I have decided to stay in the UK. If I find a partner today that says, let's move to Canada, I will go because I'm not alone and I would probably build a family over there as well. But as I am now, for now, I have chosen to stay here for now. Doesn't mean I can't change my mind much later.
And the UK needs you. And my channel is all about people going to where they are needed. And the UK needs you, or else you wouldn't have found a job here. So yes, please. I like it that you're here.
Absolutely.
I like it that you're here. And look, the thing is that you have a choice. You can stay here, you can go there, and that's the good thing that traveling gives us. It gives us the choice to explore because I feel like it's a human right to travel. So I'm a teacher and I hear people complaining about the system here, the PGCE here, the universities here. Some people can't cope and they end up going into other routes. So what you've come to do is a master's and you're a level 7 and you have stayed in that level, in that cadre. Some people come and they can't cope and then it's almost like they fall to the wayside. What are the soft skills that you picked up that helped you cope in this job, in this field that you're in?
Well, soft skills, I would say as a lawyer, you need communication skills. You need to be able to communicate orally and in writing. So it would definitely start from the application. If you're not able to sell yourself in the application, if you're not able to articulate your value in the application, then it's going to fall by the wayside. So it doesn't matter how much you know the technical skill knowledge or in your field. You have to be able to get into the door, and what gets you through the door is either your written application, or if they call you over the phone, are you able to articulate within the limited time that you're given? So I think communication is very important, and human relations as well. I would say, I don't want to say customer service skills, because as a lawyer, I'm not client facing, but so I would use human relation skills. I noticed that over here, they don't just look at your skills, your technical skills. They're looking at how good are you going to blend into the team. Are you going to be a good part of the team? If the team is a friendly, bubbly team, they don't want someone that will come and stay back the team, or someone that's so uptight. So they're going to be asking you, maybe from your previous experiences, how do you bond with the team? And from the way they actually interact with you, they will know if you're a fun person to be with. So yes, human relations skills. You may not like chit chat, you may not like small talk, but you're going to do it just because you have to. If you want to keep that job, if you want to get into that, you have to do the small talk. So even when I go for interviews, I do small talks. When I go for interviews. I don't just stick to, yes, I came here for an interview, you ask me, I answer. I throw in small talks here and there.
Exactly. Someone said to me, so when I was saying the same thing to someone, they said, so Jana, you're a little bit fake. No, it's not fake. It's called adapting.
Thank you. It's called adapting. They said when you go to Rome, you behave like the Romans. Exactly.
And for someone like me who has worked on every single continent, I've realized that is one thing that we all have in common everywhere. That ability to blend in. And if you don't blend in, the system will push you out. So if you go to Australia, you have to blend in. Does it mean you're fake? Absolutely.
No. If you don't want to blend in, stay where you are, please.
Exactly. And as this goes on, you find out that you change. You do change. When you're adapting, you're changing to fit the system. How have you changed?
Wow. They say change is the only constant thing. I feel like if you look back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you feel like you've not changed, maybe you're not just growing. Maybe you've been stuck, because of course I have changed a lot. Even 5 months ago and now, I'm not the same person, because of maybe the knowledge I pick up. I don't just pick up knowledge at work. I also listen to lots of audiobooks, podcasts, and I pick up a lot of information, which I try to unlearn a lot. I'm not that kind of person that, because this is what I knew growing up, it is the best, I don't let go. No, I gain new knowledge, and I let go of the old. I adapt and I change my ways. So how have I changed? A lot of ways, to be honest. I used to think that I was an extrovert. I have come to realize that I'm very introverted. People think I'm the life of the party. I could be the life of the party for a short period. So I am that ambivert human. So when it's time to party, I'm out there, I'm the life of the party. But majority of the time, I gain my energy from being by myself. If I'm at work, I am most focused when I don't have any distraction.
Right.
So I've understood that part of me, and how do I manage that change? Since I understand that I am very introverted. Of course, because I work from home, when I'm at home, I'm working, I'm alone, I do as much as I can, knowing that when I get into the office, I'll have meetings, I'll have to interact, I have coffee breaks where I have to do some chat with people. I'm going to ask people, how was your weekend? And I have to listen to what they have to say, no matter how long they're going to narrate. So I use the times that I'm on my own at home to do a lot of work, so that when I get into the office, I can handle the distractions. And of course, I've also changed I did not, before I left Nigeria, what is coffee? What is coffee? I didn't know what that was. In fact, the only memory of coffee I had in Nigeria is a bitter drink. But now I can control myself from having coffee when I'm working from home. But the moment I step into that office and I smell coffee, no way, I can't get past it. It's one of my favorite drinks now. Sometimes I get coffee even at 4 p.m. when I know that it's just 1 hour before I go home. So yes, I'm becoming addicted and I know it's not good. So I've been trying to help myself to withdraw. But coffee is one thing that I really picked up. I love the smell. The smell is just satisfying. Another thing that that have really changed me is having vegetables. Before I relocated, I didn't think the only salad I used to eat back then is the one we have with where we do cabbage, carrot, and we add loads of mayonnaise. If you don't add loads of mayonnaise, milk, and everything, you are not
Exactly.
eating.
Some
But
people even add
now,
corned beef.
exactly. But now, based on when I was studying, I had flatmates and all they did was eat veggies. If they see me eat rice without veggies, they'll be like, "Goose!" So I became their friends, and of course, they influenced me. Now I really, really love my veggies. I love my veggies, and but please don't bring mayonnaise close to my veggies. I want them just with olive oil and salt, and I'm fine. So that's just the highlight of the things that have changed about me. But yeah, I've been here for a while. I've left Nigeria for about four years, so it's understandable.
Fantastic. I like that. Oh my goodness. Please come to Spain because Spain, we have all the olive oil and everything.
When I was in Nigeria, I didn't know what olives was, but now I
Exactly.
really love olives.
There's so many things that there's so many things I didn't do when I was in Nigeria that I now do that
Yeah.
it now makes me a stranger when I go back to
When you
Nigeria.
go back,
When I go back, I feel like one foreigner, and I feel, oh, when I go back to Nigeria, home is Nigeria. But then when I go home, I feel so
you
like,
find that you notice those differences.
yes, a
Yeah.
lot to the point where I start annoying people. They're like,
You
oh,
get, I
it's
can
okay,
relate.
it's okay, we've heard. You live.
We've heard. I remember when I went home and I ordered rice, I think, and salad and all. So the salad came with lots of cream in it. So I was so upset. I was like, I didn't know that was how they do it there and they are used to it. But I couldn't relate to the fact that you're serving me salad and you added, how do you know how much cream I need? I
Like,
was like, no, you should have separated the cream. Let me be the one to add my cream.
well, ask me.
But yeah.
Do you know, it now brings out. I mean, you now become more self-aware, and you think, I now know myself a little bit more because I know that I don't like this and I'd like that, and it sort of keys into your strength and your weaknesses.
Yes.
So, what are your strengths? What are your strengths from living in Nigeria and the UK and being able to see both cultures from your own standpoint, where your perspective now is that you can see everybody? So, what are your strengths? And what strengths have you developed from that?
Well, I think one of my outstanding strengths, I would say, is adaptability. In my 4 years, I have lived in London, Reading, now Loughborough. I have lived in Dubai. I went back to live in Nigeria at some point, and I find that I easily adapt. And I have come to realize that I am a solo human. I could do things by myself. I don't have to wait for other people. So I have realized that whenever I step into my solo nature, I would do so much than when I'm waiting for people. So I easily adapt. I can live alone. I can do things just by myself. These are the things I couldn't do in Nigeria. So I can adapt anywhere. So even when I was moving here, my flatmates were like, how are you going to cope? Do you have any friends? Do you know anybody there? I say, I don't know. The same way I came to my previous job.
Yeah.
When I came, I didn't know anybody. But I came and I adapted. That's the same way I will adapt here. And they'll just be looking at me like, yeah, just fine here. You just carry your bag and start going. I say, I'll be fine. Don't worry. And I've been fine. I think another strength of mine outside work is what I do on my YouTube channel. I noticed that the ability to coach and mentor people. Sometimes, like what you said, common sense is not common. The things I know, I would think that is out there, everybody knows. But maybe you hop on a 30-minute call with someone, and at the end of that call, like, I'm so glad that I hopped on this call with you. I didn't even This is what I was supposed to do. Thank you so much.
I didn't realize. Yes,
And
that's
you'll be
true.
like, wow. So I've gotten lots and lots of positive feedback from what I do on my channel, either from my video
Oh,
or from having a one-on-one session with someone, coaching people to get jobs. And I just realized that I can't run away from it. No matter how I try to belittle it, it's there. That spirit of that ability to coach people, to help people navigate their paths, even
yeah.
when sometimes I'm confused with my own career. But I talk to other people and they're like, you just gave me Rema, Rema.
Exactly.
So
That's
I
just
have
it.
come to accept the fact that I have that strength of coaching people, mentoring, tutoring. And yes, I don't think I'm going to let it go.
I'm going to sign up for some mentoring of my own. Maybe you mentor me on some other, so maybe social media stuff. Mentoring skills are top notch.
Top notch. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And because of that, I'm so glad that I'm one of your social connections. I can phone you and say, "Oh, I'm having this challenge, or I'm
Yeah.
trying to do this thing on YouTube. Do you know what to do?" And it just blows me away. So, apart from me, what other social connections have you made? Because you've moved from London to Reading to Loughborough, and you moved from Nigeria, you came for your masters, you went back. There will be, because you're constantly moving. What are
Mhm.
the social connections like? How do you keep them?
I think that I actually have more social connections than physical because I'm a social media person. So I've gotten to make some friends, a lot of friends through my YouTube channel. So
Yeah,
a lot of people who first knew about me from YouTube,
yeah,
and then maybe one thing or the other, we plan to meet up because when this particular person has been following you, commenting on your post, then comes to your Instagram, enters your DM before
yeah,
you guys are friends because you're always
yes.
talking. You guys are friends. So I actually have lots of friends that I met through social media. Some of them from YouTube, some of them from Instagram, and some of them from actually social networking apps. When I went to Dubai, I didn't have any friend. It was just myself and my sister was always working. So I just went to download social connection apps and I met a friend that we literally had a solo trip together a month later and we are still friends till now. I left Dubai 2 years ago, but we are still friends. Social
Imagine.
connections. So I would even say that I know less people physically than socially. Of course, the people I met at university accommodations that were my friends are still my friends. The people that were my friends when we all traveled together to the UK, of course, they are still my friends. But my network has increased, and a lot of people find me. So this is what happens: they see my YouTube video, then they
Yes.
come to Instagram, and they enter my DM. Sometimes there was a so I have a friend now that I met in church. So she just saw me in church and she was like, Cousin, I watch your videos, I watch your videos. Oh, wow. She said she was watching my videos right from Nigeria before she moved. And even when she moved, she was still watching. That's why she could recognize me. So I've made lots of connections like that, which is a good thing because sometimes my friends are in London and
Yes.
I don't always have to travel all the way there to go meet them.
And see
I can
them.
meet with the people around me. For instance, I have just said that once I settle into this my new location, I'll just
Yeah.
find a social connection app and I'll make friends. And I also make friends at church as well. So I've done a lot of that. It's nothing to me. I'm used to it because I'm always moving around. So and not just making them. When I make them, I maintain them. Sometimes
Yes, I wanted to say that. Yeah, yeah.
I just randomly check up on people. How have you been? What's going on? Do you want to hop on a call? I understand that people are very busy and sometimes they may not respond to text messages. But once I message you 1 or 2 times, I'm like, do you want to hop on a call? And then we just schedule a meeting and we just chit chatting and at least you gain 1 or 2 things from each other. So that's how I make my social connections.
That is really nice because I've traveled a lot too, and mine has been a case of traveling with children. And one of the things about being in the diaspora is the fact that hanging on to the social connections that we make, whether
Mhm.
physically or virtually, it's a pain. Because if you're moving and the other person, especially if the other person is moving as well, you guys are like two ships in the
Yeah.
middle of the night, you're passing each other. I think it's a strength of people who live in the diaspora, especially people who actually embrace life in the diaspora. Make friends. That you have to be intentional about making connections with people. You can't
Yeah.
just wait for the other person. Unlike if you're back home, you might think, I don't know that person, and you just go
Yeah.
away because you have other social groups. But when you're in the diaspora and you look like we do, You want to hang on to your social connections, and you want to make sure that you sustain them and feed them, nurture them so that.
Absolutely.
So what hardships have you come across apart from when you move and you leave your social connections behind? What other hardships have you come across since you've moved to the diaspora?
I would say a lot. Of course, you always have to pretend like everyone likes you when even when their actions show that they don't.
Yes,
But I think I have a coping mechanism now, which I just prepare my mind to know that not everybody's gonna like me, and some people are gonna smile, give me like fake smiles, as though they
yes.
do like me, but they're actually rooting for my downfall. Like they'll be like, "Who? Why is she all over the place? Who does she think she is?" So there are challenges like that. Challenges where you have to prove yourself at the workplace, even when you went through the same recruitment process like every other person. There are some, and this thing is usually not even your boss that would, because your boss who hired you knows your capacity. But
Exactly.
sometimes it takes a while to gain respect from other people, and I'm patient with that. I know that you will eventually come around.
Ex-
And even at my previous job, there was one of my colleagues that even till I left, I don't think we were ever on the same page because the kind of questions she'll ask you, and even when you respond to her, I took particular note of that one because I noticed that every time I speak with her, she'll always make me repeat myself multiple times. She doesn't understand what I say. And I'm like,
That's the
I know that I don't have an English accent. I know. But you're not the only person I speak to in this entire office. How come it's only always you that will be asking me, say that again? Excuse me? What are you saying? So, are you trying to fit in? At the point, I just said, whatever, I don't care. So that challenge is there as well. Of course, missing family functions. Sometimes you're not able to travel because the tickets are too expensive. Have you noticed that particularly flights that go to Africa are very expensive? Like
expensive.
you can
Ex-
go to Europe, you can go to America. It's not as expensive as a flight that takes you to Africa. So that
exactly.
also curtails how much I travel home, which is another challenge. Yes, I'm not disputing the fact that sometimes I get lonely. It is what it is.
It is.
I have accepted that fate a long time ago. And the fact
Exactly.
that I have to sort out myself by myself. When I was in Nigeria, I just pay people to do everything for me. My laundry, my cleaning the house, my car, everything. I just get people to do it. But
Yeah.
here, I have to cook everything I eat, or,
Yes.
or I buy food. I have to clean my house, or
Yes.
just having to be self-sufficient. In fact, it was when I came to the UK that I noticed that when you order things, furniture, household items, you have to couple them by yourself or you get a handyman to do it. So you
Yeah.
still either have to pay extra for them to fix it or you do it by yourself. So at a point I had to fix my chairs by myself. I remember that when I was in Nigeria, all I did was go to work and shoot videos because my
Wow.
laundry was taken care of. My market, I'll ask my
Yeah.
staff to market for me.
Do it.
I'll just tell them what to do and they get the work done. We can't
But
say
now,
that now. But I'm
we've
hoping to get to that point where I can still outsource a bit more because outsourcing allows me more time.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a balancing act, living in the diaspora, picking up soft skills, knowing how to connect with people, knowing how to articulate your ideas to people, knowing how to subtly say things without misleading or or all those kind of things together. And I think that my audience today, they will be so blown away by everything you shared because even though you are not a teacher, you work in education and you
Mhm.
still do all the things that I've been advising people to
Absolutely.
learn to do before they come here.
Absolutely.
So, what is your advice for them for today, please? Ah, you need to
Actually,
wisdom.
I want to tell people to work on their mindset before you come abroad. Just discard the whole victim mentality because there will be so many things that will make you feel bad about yourself. So, but before I came, I already knew that racism exists. I'm dark
Yes,
skinned. I have fussy hair. I'm different.
yes,
I'm going
yes,
to be noticed. So
yes,
anywhere I go and see that people look at me, and especially because I always do stuff solo. I'll travel solo. I'll have solo dinners. I will go into that dining room, that
yes,
high end. dinner room. I will go in there, sit alone, have my dinner out. You people will look and look and look. I don't care. At work, somebody would attempt to undermine your work. See,
Yes.
when you have I've never had a victim mentality since I came here, which I think has helped me because it means I'm not noticing a lot of things that people are doing. I notice that some people will be like, hey, didn't you see the way that person spoke to me? I did not even notice. Why do
Yes.
you care?
No.
Why do you
No.
care? So if you come out of that victim mentality, you will not feel you will not have a lot of ill feelings when you're here. You will not take everything personal when you're here.
Yes.
You will just be on the go. Like me, I don't know if anybody has really offended me since I got here. If you send me, there was even a time that I remember when I was a student and I was working for school,
Yes.
and one of the team members sent me a very strong-worded email. I read the email and I responded and I was doing my task. I didn't even know that email was very strong worded and inappropriate. That's because I don't really take things to heart. It was my line manager. Do
Who
you know
saw it?
that my line manager saw it? They literally queried this person. They even set up a meeting. Me, I was like, isn't that serious? It's not that
Yes.
serious. Now you should be coming down. And
Yes.
that's because I know that if another person had seen that email, maybe they'll go and cry, they'll be sobbing, they are
It
not
will come
online
back.
again. What's
Yeah.
their own?
Yeah.
You send the email. Whatever you say doesn't mean that I am that. Whatever you say, if I know that I have done the right thing and it did not come out the right way, I know it's out of my control. But if I committed an error, no human is above mistake. I will rectify it if I can. But if
Exactly.
I can't, I will apologize. Whatever you say is your problem. Recently on Friday, a client, you know how negotiation can be. So
Yes.
I was negotiating with this company and somebody just sent me a very strong worded email. And what I did was I read that email and then at the last paragraph of the email, the person actually gave into what I negotiated for. So I laughed it off and I was like, as long
After
as
all the
you've
talk.
given me what
Yeah.
I want. So my line manager saw that email and was like, that was spiky. She was the one that actually said, without commenting on the tone of that email, I didn't even take it personal. Whatever you want to do is your problem. I have
I go.
refused to have any victim mentality here because if you work with a victim mentality, you're going to be very sad in several occasions. But
Yes.
unfortunately, miss me on that. So please, before you decide to move or work on your moving abroad journey, work on your mindset. Just know that you shouldn't just be vulnerable to everybody's actions. Whatever
Exactly.
they do to you has nothing to do with you. It's on them and not you.
Not you at all. As long as you are doing the right thing, you're being professional, you are
Absolutely.
on point, you leave them behind in your
Yeah.
dust thing. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for being with us today. And we hope to learn so much more from you in the weeks, the years to come.
No problem. Thanks for
Thank
having
you
me.
so thank you so much everyone for being with us to this point. If you want more content like this, working in the diaspora, learning about how to cope in the diaspora, learning how to navigate your way in the diaspora, you can come to my channel, you can go to her channel, and we'll be here to help you. So have
Yep.
a wonderful week ahead and bye.